All right, everyone, Nick here, and this is going to be a continuation of product descriptions that sell, writing great product descriptions. After the video you just had from Clark, where he went through our product description and showed, why we wrote it the way we did, how to write a product description like that that's going to do great at selling your product. I just wanted to offer a supplemental training here that is kind of to the psychology of product descriptions, all right, and making sure you understand the process, because there is a process. This is not just like you just kind of think about it and then it happens. Like, there is a process that you can go through to understand how you turn a feature, how you turn different unique qualities about the product into benefits that you can then write into your product description and, really lift the overall effect of what you're doing, okay? So, your product page, this is important to understand, a continuation of your ad copy, all right? So your ad copy is what's getting people interested. It's hooking people in. It's starting the story. And then your product page is the continuation of that story that's meant to sell. Your ad isn't really meant to sell. The selling happens on the product page. And now, as Clark already talked about when he showed you in the store, elements to a great product page has a great header, number one, right? It has to look good on mobile. Now, you're following our format. You're using the one product store with the debut theme, so it should look good already. But, you'd be surprised how many stores mess this up. So 90% of traffic comes on mobile, so you always want to make sure you're checking how your store looks on mobile, right? Proper image, price, and title setup. Again, you're following our formula, so you should be good on this. Trust and social proof. All right, now there's going to be an entire, when you watch the pre-launch store setup video, I'm going to talk about how you set up social proof in there, right? You don't need to worry about adding the extra reviews at this point, because I'll show you how to do that as part of your pre-launch strategy. Right now, we just want to focus on getting your store built and getting your product descriptions written for your product, okay? And as you see, one of the biggest factors that matters on how successful your product page is having a great description, okay? There's going to be other things that I show you in the pre-launch setup, right? After we have the foundation, because we're not relying on gimmicks, okay? We're relying on great marketing, which means writing a great product description, having good images and GIFs, and the whole setup that Clark showed you and what we're showing you in this course. But there's also going to be ways that we can optimize for just optimize the performance of things on the product page as well. And that's what I'm going to show you in the pre-launch store setup. I'll show you what apps we're using to, optimize the page with reviews, with sticky add to cart button, those kinds of things. But that comes later. Right now, we're focusing on the description. So I want to walk you through an example of a great product description from this company, Black Diamond, which is a one-product store. And let's take I'm not here to look at their ad, right? It is a great ad. You may have seen this product. It's been around for a while. This company was very successful. They jumped in at the beginning of the charcoal toothpaste phase, right? And this was a product that a lot of people drop shipped, but they did exactly what we're teaching you in this video. They took it to the next level. They private labeled it, turned it into a brand, and were able to ride that craze. And, their video is fantastic because they just show people using it. And, of course, it's automatically, it grabs your attention, It grabs your attention right away. You have these people using it, and they're brushing their teeth looking all black, but it actually whitens your teeth because of the activated charcoal. So it's a really interesting hook and proposition. The video is fantastic. And then what I really want to show you, though, is the product page when we go visit their store. Okay, now, their store is set up with a little bit of customization to it, okay? Don't worry about that because, you don't need this stuff. This is stuff you can do with a brand later once you're already established and making money. You don't need any of this stuff in the beginning to set it up. So their stuff is very customized here, but I want to point mostly to the copy, okay, of what they're doing here. And show you. Now, this product page has changed since the way it was set up in the beginning. But when we look at it on mobile, which is generally the most important way to look at it, all right, we see that the product image front and center shows the title, the reviews, the sale price, add the cart button, right? These are all the things that we're showing you as well. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, and then we have our trust badges as well, right? And so after that is when the product description comes, all right? Now, I want to point to the way the whole purpose of this lesson, why I'm doing this, is to help you understand how to take normal ideas. Clark covered this too, right? He talked about this with our store and how we did it, but I wanted to give you another example and walk you through a specific process, right? You can see how what they're saying here. Look at this. This tagline is amazing. All right, it's an emotional, personalized benefit for a smile you will absolutely love. All right, they say brighter and whiter smile up here. Of course, that's what matters, right? You need to think about how they're taking what it does and turning it into something that people connect with on an emotional level, because everybody wants to have a smile they love, right? So that's like something that for people in this market, it's really going to matter. So they even list it out as benefits, right? It's jam-packed with detoxifying ingredients like powdered coconut shell, charcoal, and bentonite clay to gently but efficiently remove surface stains. Our patented formula will last over 150 brushes. That's 2 months. Jam-packed with detoxifying ingredients to gently but efficiently remove surface stains. And then it has these ingredients to help fight germs and detox your kisser all at the same time. Harmful chemical teeth whitening is a thing of the past. Polish your teeth and straighten an animal the healthy and natural way. All right, so it's written in a very colorful way where they're explaining what each thing is in a benefit type of way of what it does. All right, so now let's go back to, and this is, listen, I want to actually add something because they just recently changed this. Now also look at the bottom. They have some icons that represent like powerful things. They have good images that show, differences of using the product between after using the product. They have a good GIF, right, that shows how to use, which is fantastic, right? Remember on our store we have a GIF that shows how to assemble, right? If you have a product like that requires instructions or directions, it's fantastic thing to do is create a GIF that shows that in a quick succession of movements. Okay, so that's what they've done here, and they've put the steps in, and then they have FAQs at the bottom. All right, so the thing is, their product description used to be longer, but they're so successful now that they can get away with a shorter product description because they are a recognized brand. They have thousands of customers that they can continue to remarket to. So their cold traffic generation is not as difficult these days, I would assume. But they still do a really good job of, instantly whiter teeth with our 100% organic whitening powder. Brighter and whiter smile, prevents gingivitis and disease, freshest brush, no harmful chemicals, right? You can see we follow the similar format where we start off with a powerful headline and then do a couple quick bullet points and then a follow-up type of benefits badges, okay? So this is why we're doing this in the beginning, right? Trust logo, because this still works. This is fantastic to have underneath the add to cart button. Powerful headline, couple benefit points marked out as bullets, and then something like this that calls to action, that calls the worldwide shipping or the money back guarantee. More basically benefit badges is what we're calling them. Okay, so that's basically the similar setup here, right? It's a little bit moved around, but similar setup. And then they're starting out with another strong headline, benefit. For a smile you will absolutely love. We did it a little different. Clark wrote, can your trimmer do this, right? To get people like looking at it and thinking, no, my trimmer can't do that. I want that, right? Like the purpose of this second headline really is to get them thinking, I want that, right? Just like they do here, for a smile you will absolutely love. I want that, right? Maybe not everybody in the world wants a nice smile, but just about anybody I know that has a social life wants a nice smile, right? So that's something that is obviously a very benefit, emotionally driven statement. Now, they're not including any images underneath that or anything, but I would suggest if you can, then it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but I'm walking you through, as Clark did, kind of the idea of how this works. Indestructible trimmer is tough on weeds, grass, moss, dirt, and concrete. We're just hitting them with benefit after benefit. Emotionally driven here. Your drive, garden, and paths will never look so good. No more annoying broken strings you need to change every 10 minutes, right? So really here we're just hitting them with benefits to get them emotionally connected. And then we start writing copy. And then we start talking about how the product is made. And then we start talking about how to assemble it, right? You see how that hierarchy works? Starting out with just benefit, really getting the emotional connection going, and then working into a little bit more of, okay, here's what it's made of, right? Because you need to appeal to their logical side too. We're starting out really emotionally driven with the benefits and the strong headlines and the bullet points. And then we're getting a little bit more into the logic. Okay, here's how it's made. Here's why it's such a quality product. Here's what's different about it. And then, of course, if it requires some assembly, then going into here's how it works. And then here for ours specifically as well, we mentioned that it doesn't cause damage and that it's universal fit. And then finally ending with the guarantee, right? The risk reversal. That formula will work every time, okay? Starting with the emotional benefits, getting people pulled in an exciting way, not a boring way, and then starting to, really talk about paint the scenario, right? Paint the scenario. It's so annoying when your wire breaks and you have to stop what you're doing every 10 minutes, okay? This is written from the perspective of somebody that's going through this. It's frustrating. Doubles the time to get the job done. The big advantage here is you'll get your work. So again, see how he's personalizing the benefit. And I wanted to mention this because I think there's some things Clark does that he does at a great level that maybe he didn't have the scientific term to tell you exactly what he was doing, and that's what I'm going to show you here in a second. Right, so he's explaining, he's painting a scenario here to emotionally connect, and then he's personalizing the benefit by saying the big advantage here is not only will you get your work done better and faster with much less headache and frustration, but you'll also save money by not needing to replace your trimmer head for years. That's called personalizing the benefit, and I want to show you exactly how that works now. Okay, so using, we're going to talk about now features versus benefits. Clark already talked about this, features versus benefits, but I want to talk about how you turn a feature into a benefit. Just walking through a very basic example here, right? Very basic copywriting exercise, and you can do this with any feature for any product, okay? So imagine that our product is a power tool, okay? It's a power tool, and one of the unique features about it is that it's made from carbon fiber, all right, as opposed to, say, not so much unlike what we're doing with the indestructible trimmer, okay? So we're saying it's better because it's not going to break. It's made from this carbon fiber material that's super durable, and that's just a feature, though, right? It's made from carbon fiber. So we want to now walk through a process of how we turn this into a benefit. Okay, so the best way to understand this is to list your features and then ask why. All right, so feature, made of carbon fiber. Question, why is it made of carbon fiber? Because it lasts forever. Okay, so now we're starting to reach a benefit point, right? Because the why gives us the reason of why it's a benefit to them. So once you answer why the feature is important, then you can visualize the benefit by thinking about what's in it for me. All right, so the feature, it's made of carbon fiber. Why is that important? Because it lasts forever. Okay, well, what is the benefit of it lasting forever? It's the last one you'll ever need to buy. Okay, you see how that works? You see how we're moving through a process here. Feature, ask why to understand what's important about it in a statement sort of way, and then visualize what's in it for me to create a benefit. Now, we can take this even a step further, like we just did, we saw with Clark, and talk about personalizing the benefit. And this is really where the real money is. This is what copywriting legends will teach you, because when you listen, just understanding this is going to put you ahead of most drop shippers in the game, because they stop they stop here. They stop at the features. Like, oh, we got this great tool. It's made of carbon fiber. It's super cool. Look at it. It's going to last a long time. They might get a little bit into the why, okay? But they're not turning it into a benefit and saying it's the last one you'll need to buy, right? And then most people are definitely not personalizing it the way Clark did and the way that this example does here, where you take that benefit and you personalize it to the customer so you make it real for them. The last one you'll ever need to buy is the benefit. Personalized, that means you can save up to hundreds per year in broken pieces, countless hours of lost times, and all the frustration of having to buy new pieces all the time. All right, so that's exactly what Clark did here, right? He states the problem first. It's so annoying when your wires break and have to stop what you're doing, okay? And then he states the benefit. The indestructible trimmer, you'll never have to stop doing what you're doing and get your job done in a fraction of the time. Now he goes a step further and personalizes the benefit and says the big advantage here is not only will you get your work done better and faster with much less headache and frustration, but you'll also save money by not needing to replace your trimmer head for years. So that really takes it a step further. It makes it real for the customer. They can envision this personally on a real level in their life, how this benefit impacts them, right? So that's what's happening here. Like these are just benefit statements, right? 100 times more powerful than traditional string heads. Cleans between bricks, lasts for years, fits your existing trimmer. This is kind of just a feature, really, that these are right here. Benefit statements, but this is where it gets personalized, and that's where it becomes really unique when you add that extra level of personalization. Okay, let's come back to here. Another example, so we talk about the Black Diamond. So if we walk through theirs, the feature is that it's made from powdered coconut shell charcoal. Why is it made from that? To efficiently remove surface stains, which they explain, right? The benefit, whiten teeth without chemicals, which they say. And then the personalized benefit, instantly whiten your teeth and get the smile you'll love with no sensitivity, okay? Now, I just made this one up. They do their own personalization here already for a smile you'll love, and polish your teeth and straighten an animal the healthy and natural way, right? And then they take it for, this is kind of like imagery that makes the benefit personalized because they're showing how it works. Steps to a brighter smile. See, they're personalizing it. So that's just a walkthrough example of how to do that. Really simple to explain, but super powerful when you understand this and you use it. And you've seen it in action on our store, as Clark and I have showed you, and also as we just looked at with Black Diamond. So the last thing that I'll recommend here for any additional reading that you want is Make Your Product Benefits Sparkle by Clayton Makepeace. This is just an article. Listen, I'm not going to really go into it, all right, because it's an article that is really just kind of goes into more of what I was talking about here. What I teach you is what I've learned and what I've studied, and same with Clark. So if you want to read more about that, then you can go to Google, look up this article, and get some ideas of additional ways that you can go through the process of turning a feature into a benefit. But anyway, I just wanted to walk you through that process so that you can understand it kind of scientifically, how it works and why it's so powerful, and really the end goal of what you should be trying to do when you're taking what Clark showed you and you're applying it into writing your product description and looking for, all the features the product has, and then how can you turn all those features into benefits, and then how can you take all those benefits and personalize them and put that all into a story in your product description, right? Using the format that we talked about here of where you're starting out with headlines, benefit points, using your stuff and then going into like another headline and more benefits and then personalizing it and then starting to work into some of the more logical pieces to talk about what it is, how it's used, exactly why it's so cool, how does it work, answer any questions they might have or any objections they might have. And then ending with specifications. That's always usually good to include, like the specific facts about it, I guess you could say: color, material, diameter, and then ending with a guarantee in the shipping and handling. All right, so that's everything for this video. See you guys in the next one.